Okay, welcome back to another video with Mrs. Hill. We're going to talk today about coordinate graphing. Coordinate graphs are something that people use in real life all the time. I'll give you one example. If you ever join the armed forces, maybe you want to be a Marine or maybe in the Navy, you will have to use coordinate graphs on maps. Let's talk a little bit about what they are here. So it's a grid. We have a grid and it's made up of axes. We call these lines axes, and you've probably heard of this before. This long horizontal axis is called the x-axis. I want you to write this down, okay? I want you to come tomorrow with your notes labeled with a coordinate graph, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples as well of how to plot points on a grid and how to read a grid with the points, okay, with coordinates. And you hear me saying the words points and coordinates interchangeably, they mean the same thing. So this is the x-axis. This axis here is the y-axis. Where is the origin? The origin, the word origin means beginning, where do you start? And the origin is where the axes intersect, right here in the middle. And this point right there is the coordinate 0, 0. And that is where you start. That's where the axes meet. So that's the origin. X-axis, y-axis. Okay, what is an ordered pair? An ordered pair is the numbers that match a point. It's also known as a coordinate. Just like in the alphabet, how x comes before y, in an ordered pair, x comes before y. The first number is the x number. The second number is the y number. So let's label our x-axis again. X-axis and our y-axis. So let's talk about how to plot these points. First of all, I wanted you to know that just like on a number line, remember this is 0, 0, okay? Going to the right, you have positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But you know that numbers don't just stop at 0, they continue. What happens? They become negative. So this would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Notice I'm actually identifying these, the coordinate of the grid lines here. Okay, same thing happens on the y-axis. On the y-axis, as the numbers go up, they're positive. So this is positive 1, positive 2, and so on. When you go down on the y-axis, these are the negative numbers. So this is negative 1, negative 2, and so on. All right, I'm not going to label all of them. And if you know you're counting by ones, you should be able to find even what this is by simply counting. So anything in this quadrant, we call this a quadrant right here, is going to be positive y, positive x, positive y. You can write this down, positive x, positive y. Anything over here in this quadrant, I hope you can see what I'm talking about here, anything in this quadrant is going to be negative x and positive y. Because look, your x numbers are going to be negative, but your y numbers are still above 0. Now anything down here in this quadrant is going to be a negative x, see, you're in the negative x area, and negative y, see, you're in the negative y, below 0 area as well. So any dot in this quadrant is going to be a negative and a negative. Right, over here, there's one more section. You see I'm talking about 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're called quadrants. So this 4th section here, you have positive x's, but negative y's. So any point or coordinate in this section is going to be positive x, negative y. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about how to plot these points. Let me go back. How to plot these points. I'm going to show you how to plot points such as these. Okay, the first one I'm going to call them A, B, C, and D, and I'll use black. Hopefully you can see that. All right, 3, 2. So this tells me the first number only ever tells me to go right or left, okay? If it is positive, I'm going to go right. If the first number is negative, I'm going to go left. So let's try that. So this is telling me to go right 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, the second number tells me whether to go up or down. I'm never going to move left or right for the second number. This just tells me to go up or down. And as you probably guessed, if it's positive, I'm going to go up. If it's negative, I'm going to go down. So let's try that out. For this one, 3, 2. So the first number tells me to go right or left. I'm going to start here at the origin. I'm going to go over 3. Second number tells me to go up 2. 1, 2. So this point is right here. I'm going to label it A. Let's try another one. -1, 5. So the first number tells me to go left or right. If it is negative, I'm going to go left. Second number tells me to go up or down. If it's positive, I'm going to go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's a point for B. Hopefully this is a little bit of review for you. Hopefully you work with coordinate graphs in 4th or 5th grade. Let's take a look at these. The third one. 2, -4. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go over 2. 1, 2. And the second number is negative, which means I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my point for C. That's 2, -4. One more. This one's kind of tricky. First number is negative, so I'm going to go left. 5. My second number is 0. Well, that means I'm not going to go up nor down. If my second number is 0, that means my y value is 0. So it should line up with 0, so my dot's going to be right on the x-axis here. And that is the point for D. Hopefully it gave you a little few examples of how to plot coordinates on a graph. All right, why don't you try a couple? See if you can figure out which point A, B, C, or D is at the coordinate 6, 2. Pause the video. I'm going to answer this in just a few seconds. So pause the video if you want some think time. Okay, let's find out which point is at 6, 2. Well, they're both positive, so I'm going to go right and up. B is the point at 6, 2. Did you get that right? Let's try another one. Which point is at -1, 3? A, B, C, or D. Pause the video if you want some wait time. All right, let's take a look. Starting here at the origin, -1. The first number is negative, so I got to go left. -1. The second number is positive, so I'm going to go up. There it is. It was D. D is at the point -1, 3. Let's look at another one. Now this one's hard to see. Let me draw the graph for you, the grid. There's the y-axis. There's the x-axis. Kind of hard to see. You don't need to look up that far. Look at this purple dot here and see if you can figure out the coordinates of this point. And I'll help you out because I know the lines are kind of faint. It looks like you're going to go right 2 and down 1. So is it A, B, C, or D? Answer is D, 2, -1. You're going right 2 and down 1. So 2, -1 are the coordinates of that point. Okay, I don't think we're going to do any more. What I'd like you to do is make sure you bring all those notes to class tomorrow. Hopefully you have the labeled grid with all the different quadrants and what the points could possibly be in each quadrant. Hopefully you participated in some of those examples, and we'll practice plotting and naming points on a coordinate grid tomorrow, and I'll see you then.